Funding provided by
Musco Lighting is honored to support Iowa PBS. We're an Iowa company that lights local schools, community fields, and stadiums, arenas, and venues in more than 125 countries. While our reach is global, our commitment is local.
The Pella Roll Screen Foundation is a proud supporter of Iowa PBS. Pella Windows and Doors strives to better our communities and build a better tomorrow.
and by Fareway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fareway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fareway.com.
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hail is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hail, America's crop insurance company.
The primetime lights are on the Iowa Girl in Fort Dodge, Iowa. Iowa PBS and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union bring you state championship softball. We have one more, the final game. Class 1A, the Sigourney Savages and the Martensdale-St Marys Blue Devils. It's 1 versus 6 here in Fort Dodge. Along with Laura Leonard, I'm Paul Yeager. Glad to have you here for this one. We've seen a whole lot of offense, Laura. Now, let's see some pitching.
We are going to see some pitching. We have 2 really good quality pitchers here in this game. Carly Goodwin, who is really good for Sigourney, tough to hit, got a lot of different pitches, in Campbell German for Martensdale-St Marys. She's got a lot of spin. She's got a lot of movement on her pitches. Runs are going to be at a premium. Mark my words on that one.
Goodwin headed to the University of Northern Iowa, whereas German's headed to South Dakota. Sigourney, 3rd trip to state in 4 seasons. First time they've been in the state title game.
Yeah, and we talk about Goodwin, Gatorade Player of the Year, and look at the strikeouts that she's had here in 14 innings. This is going to be tough to hit her.
Martensdale-St Marys was in last year's title game, lost it. Let's see what they can do as they return 9 of 10 from last year.
Yeah, that bodes very well for them, but talk about Campbell German. She has also struck out 26. She is good in the circle, and you are going to have, either side is going to have to figure out a way to solve these pitchers.
Let's meet the teams and get you ready for some softball, Mr.
Good
Tim
evening,
Fitzpatrick.
ladies and gentlemen, softball fans, and welcome to Rogers Sports Complex in this 1A state championship game between the visiting team, the Sigourney Savages, and the home team, the Martensdale-St Marys Blue Devils. Now let's meet the players and coaches for both teams. First of all, for the visiting team from Sigourney, here are your non-starters. Number 3, Lana Thomas. Number 7, Charlie Smothers. Number 13, Kayla Renner. Number 15, Abel McCulley. Number 17, Kensley Walker. Number 18, Addie Richardson. Number 20, Caitlin Dupuy. Number 21, Madison Clarahan. Number 22, Sadie Clarahan. Number 23, Devin Smallwood. Number 24, Carmelita Cave. And number 26, Kia Montgomery.
Thanks. Thank you.
Your assistant coaches, Cole Striegel and Frosty Striegel. Now here's your starting lineup for the Sigourney Savages. Leading off at second base, number 27, Ava Fish. Batting second at shortstop, number 10, Danny Aller. Batting third, doing the pitching, number 1, Carly Goodwin. Cleanup hitter for the Savages at doing the catching, number 9, Josephine Moore. Batting fifth at first base, number 6, Erin Dawson. Batting sixth, playing center field, number 11, Amaya Smallwood. Batting seventh in left field, number 19, Ava Finneran. Batting 8th at third base, number 25, Ella Bruns. And batting in the 9th position, the designated player, number 8, Addie Finneran. And your flex player in right field, number 5, Bryn Clarahan. Head coach for the Sigourney Savages, Shelley Striegel. And now let's meet the home team from Martensdale-St Marys. Here are your non-starters. Number 1, Carson Oberender. Number 3, Emily Hughes. Number 14, Olivia Van Gundy. Number 19, Shelby Gideon. And number 21, Abigail White. Your assistant coach, Kayla Esslinger. And now here's your starting lineup for the Blue Devils of Martensdale-St Mary. Leading off at second base, number 7, Ellie Baker. Batting second in center field, number 6, Brinley German. Batting third, doing the pitching, number 4, Campbell German. Cleanup hitter for the Blue Devils at third base, number 18, Abby Hughes. Batting fifth, doing the catching, number 11, Sydney Bears. Batting sixth at shortstop, number 9, Shelby Woods. Batting seventh in left field, number 2, Ani Berger. Batting eighth in right field, number 5, Marianne Hart. Batting in the 9th position, the designated player, number 8, Mac German. And your flex player at first base, number 13, Ava Oberender. Head coach for the Blue Devils, Emily Wood. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please turn to the home plate area as I introduce your umpires for this state championship contest as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. At first base, Bruce Kaiser. At third base, Cameron Cooksey. And calling the balls and strikes this evening, Mr. Arnie Kruko. All right, who's ready to win a state championship?
The finale of the 2024 season is about to put a premium on pitching here as the night sky goes down. And let's talk about defense. Berger, Brinley German, and Marianne Hart left, center, right. At first, Oberender. Baker at second, Woods at short, and Abby Hughes is at third. The catcher is Sydney Bears. The pitcher is Campbell German. Campbell German pitched in last year's title game, Laura. And she was someone that felt there was some stuff left on the field from last year to this year. What do you see in her as a pitcher?
You know, well, a lot of determination, and she is a competitor. She's certainly got the stuff that can get them a state title. She was pretty good last year, but she will spin it, and she's got a lot of different pitches she's going to show these hitters.
And German is someone on the season. I mean, here at the tournament, she had 13 Ks against Edco, 13 Ks against St. Ed's in the semifinal. She's only given up 5 hits all tournament, 2 earned runs in the tournament, 1 each game. She's only walked 3. She's not going to likely get the 46 strikeout record, but this is the lineup she's going to face. It's Fish, Aller, Goodwin, Moore, Dawson, Smallwood, Ava Finneran, Ella Bruns, and Addie Finneran in that lineup. What do you see as keys in this game, Laura?
Well, you know, for Sigourney, what they need to do is just be savages. They need to focus in on them, and they need to make it one play at a time. Don't let other plays get in the way. Just play it one play at a time. But they have to worry about them, live in the moment.
That's a look at Danny Aller. She looks locked in, and keys for Martensdale.
Well, they need to have quality at bats is what they need to do. They need to get up to the plate, be smart, and then they have to have errorless defense. They cannot give extra outs.
Defense has been an issue at times for the Blue Devils where teams put it in play. Let's see what the Savages can do if they can get the bat on the ball. Both these teams have played tight games here. We expect nothing less on this contest on the 26th of July, 2024. First pitch at 7:54 is a foul ball. How's that for anticlimactic?
You're looking for the home run?
No, you know.
First pitch, home run?
First pitch home run. You don't see that very often. Is it too much to ask?
No, we've seen everything, though, it seems like in these championship games.
We've seen long games. We've seen multiple runs. We've seen 8th graders That one's hit well out of the infield, but you want to talk about great defense. Ellie Baker right off the bat makes Laura Leonard look fortuitous.
What a play. I mean, she's running away with her back to the infield, had to keep her eye on it, and went up and caught it over her shoulder.
Ava Fish out on the play, leads to Danny Aller. Two pitches, one out.
Ball.
First pitch is inside, and we'll see how the night progresses with these teams. What are they going to do? They're going to try to push the count. They're going to try to swing early in the count against a good pitcher. What's a good strategy?
I think you got to take a look, see what the pattern is. I think you have to just be able to kind of pick a zone as a hitter and figure out where you want to look for your pitches and then try to drive it. But, you know, German is so good at moving the ball around, inside, outside. She hits all corners of the zone. And I think, you know, being aggressive at the plate, going after that first pitch. Pitchers always like to make that first pitch the best one.
One ball, one strike, one out. That pitch is called strike. As we'll go from the golden hour
1 ball, 2 strikes.
to full lights as the night progresses here. As we started in some heavy sun, it's cooling off a little bit here into the lower 80s now. Breeze still picking up there from the southeast. That pitch is swung on and missed by Aller, and it's one strikeout, and now 2 outs for Martensdale-St Marys.
Watch the movement on this pitch. And Aller trying to get that plate coverage, could not get out there, tried to pull it instead of trying to go with that pitch.
We've talked a lot about Campbell German. How about we talk about Carly Goodwin? She's going to be the opposing pitcher in this one, and she bats now. She's the Iowa Gatorade Player of the Year, oh, by the way.
Ball.
And this is the matchup that everybody wanted to see.
You asked Coach Striegel, excuse me, if Goodwin's a once-in-a-lifetime player, a generational player, and she said, yeah, she is. For us, she is one of those players that you get maybe once in your lifetime to be able to coach. And she said, that's what I put when I was writing up the nomination for the Gatorade Player of the Year. She is that generational player that is going to make a huge impact.
Goodwin put a lot of impact in that one. German at the wall, cannot grab it. Over the fence, home run, Carly Goodwin. 1-0 Savages on a solo shot by Carly Goodwin.
Well, how about making an impact in this ball game? And Goodwin just launched that into the night and right up against the fence. And German thought she had it. She just didn't line it up right. It just went off to the side of her glove. That ball got out of here and puts them on the board.
Brindley German has only been playing center field for just a couple of games. There was a late season injury. They're gonna, oh, Josephine Moore has a towel that's loose. I'm like, you're gonna walk Moore? I wouldn't put it past anybody. Moore hit a home run in their semifinal game. German's pitch to Moore is hit in the air, but high, and it'll stay on the infield. Baker underneath it. Baker makes outs 1 and 3 in the inning. Not before Carly Goodwin gives the Savages a 1-run lead.
All right, hey, start hot, stay hot. Here we go. Jump on it on 3. 1, 2, 3, jump on it.
I didn't think we'd see a lot of runs. I didn't expect a home run. I wanted it first pitch.
You did.
We got it in the first inning. You okay with that? Here's a look at the Sigourney defense now. Ava Finneran is in left, Smallwood, and then Clarahan in right. Aller is at short. fish in the middle, Bruns on one side and Dawson on the other of the corners. Josephine Moore, the catcher, and Carly Goodwin, the pitcher. Carly Goodwin, we already talked about just as a player, Gatorade Player of the Year. But as a pitcher, Laura, she's been to this state tournament several times on this big stage, future Panther. You can say a lot of things, but what do you see about a girl who's 21-2 with a .33 ERA?
Well, that ERA just, I think, tells you enough. And the number of strikeouts, look at that, 331 strikeouts. That tells you she's got good stuff. She's got some speed. We've already heard the glove pop here on her first warm-up pitch, and she just does a lot of things with the ball, and she will challenge you as a hitter.
We mentioned how good German has been so far. Goodwin she gave up 3 runs against Martensdale-St Marys, who was previously undefeated. She gave up 1 to Southeast Warren in the semifinals. Struck out 13 and 9. That's a lot of great accolades, and this is the lineup that she is going to face. It's Baker, German, Hughes, Bears, Woods, Berger, Hart, and Mac German. So 3 Germans in this game. To lead things off for Martensdale-St Mary will be Baker, who's made 2 good defensive plays in this game. You talked about keys, Laura, for Martensdale-St Marys. It's kind of like last game. You lose in that game the year before in the title game. Do you feel, I'll ask you again, more pressure for Martensdale-St Marys or Sigourney?
Well, I think the same thing as I said in the 2A game, that I think it's on.
And bunt is thrown in, and then we're going to have a throw out at second. This won't be close. And a base running mistake. Baker bunted it. The ball went wide, but you got to give Bryn Clarahan for being in the right place. That's why you back up at first.
As that right fielder, you always get there. And this is one I was watching it, and I thought, let that go foul. But it turns out okay for Sigourney as the throw comes in, and then she gets just a little forearm, inadvertent forearm, as Baker's trying to get by, and it's knocked on the side of the head, but she's going to be all right.
The old 9-6 play, as the first home run ball of this game is delivered to Carly's mom. So it's a hit, but then it's erased quickly on the defensive play, and it's Brindley German, who just had the home run ball go off by about a foot, and she pounds it right up the middle for a base hit. So back-to-back hits. The problem is they've only got 1 still on the great defensive play. So Brindley will make way for Campbell.
Well, and going back, as I stopped my thought very short on that first play, you had asked who has the pressure, and I kind of feel still that Martensdale-St Marys does. They're the ones that are trying to win the championship, trying to make good on becoming a runner-up a year ago, wanting to be the champion this year. But right now, the way they're hitting the ball and making contact feels like they're playing pretty loose and pretty free.
It's Campbell German. Fouls the first pitch off, 0-1. Goodwin looks in, winds and fires. That one's again punched foul and out of play. That one's caught by the fans in the 5th row of the bleachers. I think he can turn that into the concession stand for a prize. I don't know how many prizes they have left this late in the tournament. Oh, it is a sucker? I'm hearing it's a sucker is what they get. I'm going to go. I'll be back in a little bit, Laura.
If I'm doing play-by-play for a while.
That's why. Called 3rd strike on Campbell German, 2 away. As the first strikeout of the night recorded by Carly Goodwin is a big one.
Campbell German walks back to the dugout, talks to Sydney Bears and says, okay, here's what I saw. Here's what you need to look for. Take that back. That's Hughes.
Abby Hughes up next. Bears on deck. And Hughes swings through the first one.
Boy, and trying to catch up to that ball that hops up in the zone. It's coming with some speed, and it moves and it jumps right as it gets to the plate. You've got to be able to adjust that bat level. Hard to do.
Goodwin winds and fires. Low pitch is a strike, and the ball is thrown into center field, but this time The base runner holds to see what unfolds. Down to second is Brindley into scoring position for Abby Hughes, who's looking for her first hit of the 24 state tournament.
Martensdale-St Marys thinking this would be a great time because it probably would put a run on the board and tie it up.
The 0-2 from Goodwin. Off the plate, ball one. Hughes playing third. Had a great defensive play several times this season. Looks to do it with the bat here right now in the bottom of the first. Swing and a miss. The Blue Devils strand one, 2 strikeouts for Goodwin. We've played one. It's Sigourney 1, Martensdale-St Marys 0. So German will go back to work here in the inning. And you got to just, I think we talked about it. You just kind of flush and know that plays happen. It's one.
It's one. You have to score anyway, right? You have to score 1 run anyway.
Runs have been at a premium in this tournament for Martensdale-St Marys. They did beat Edco, and then Collins Maxwell fell to Fort Dodge St. Ed, and then that was a really good game. 2-1 is how that semifinal was. Southeast Warren beat Wayne in a good game. Sigourney Remsen St. Marys, that was close as well, and then Sigourney had some dramatics of their own. So a lot of teams in the finals today have won in dramatic fashion, and it's led up to some pretty good finals.
Boy, I think all of them, even starting last night, we've had really good finals, and the girls' union does such a good job of way back, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, getting the pairings set, getting them sent out, getting everybody in their different regions, and getting the quality teams here to the state tournament.
I was trying to undersell the tournament, that it hadn't been that great. It's been fantastic. First pitch from Sherman is a strike. To Aaron Dawson, who in the semifinals was 2 of 4 with a double and 2 RBIs. In the quarterfinals, a single. There was some insurance they needed in that quarterfinal. Dawson battles here, swings through the second one, and it scoots away from Bears. But it's 0-2.
You know, both of these pitchers work quickly. They're around the plate, so you have to be ready when you step into that box. They're ready to throw.
German's pitch, swung on and missed by Dawson. Strikeout number 2 for Campbell German. 1 away here in the second. Amaya Smallwood, the senior center fielder. She scored the game-winning run for Sigourney in the regional final, which went 11 innings against Wapello. So think about that. If you're Wapello, you took the team that's in the state championship game to the 11th inning.
Yeah, I mean, it just, all it takes in these games, and even going back to regional play, one play can make a difference in a ball game and advance your team.
That pitch is bunted foul near the on-deck circle where Ava Finneran is standing. And I'm not going to give the exact direct quote from the Carlisle coach, Jim Flaws, but you got to get your tail in the game. Every play. Yeah. Every play matters.
You do. You can't take plays off, and we talked about that you have to be in the moment. You have to be ready every single pitch.
That pitch backs up on German and is a called strike on Smallwood.
A little smile from German as she threw that pitch and knew that she had some good spin.
She's still smiling.
And I think, you know, sometimes as a pitcher, you know what pitches are working for you. Feels really good out there in the circle.
The 1-2 is high. 2-2 to Smallwood. Count goes full.
A little close, I'll back off a little. My fault.
Smallwood will take her sport talents to Cornell and play volleyball in Mount Vernon.
She also played basketball, ran track, so multi-sport athlete, but gonna zero in on volleyball.
And she draws a walk here in softball with 1 out. There's a look at the Savage dugout as they cheer on Ava Finneran now, who shows bunt, gets it back to German, who throws over to a covering Oberender, and the runner is moved up with 2 outs by Finneran for Ella Bruns.
And that's all you want to do is give yourself a chance, get that runner moved up into second base, give that next hitter, and you're telling that hitter, hey, we have confidence in you to be able to get this clutch hit and get us our second run.
Well, this is the same combo that won it for Sigourney in the regional final against Wapello. It was Ella Bruns that had that game-winning walk-off RBI that scored Smallwood, who's at second.
And they say that Bruns is that clutch hitter, has had several of those walk-off this season.
Okay, batter.
Swings through that one. And German gets ahead again, 0-2.
It's going to be fun to watch the slow motion of both of these pitchers, just to see their style and how much they push off, how much force they generate, because those pitches are popping the catcher's glove.
That pitch is upstairs and missed on the swing by Bruns. Strikeout number 3. Also out number 3. Sigourney leaves a runner on base. And it's like you've done this before, where you tease a segment that's upcoming on the Super Slow-Mo, which we'll see fairly soon in our coverage. There's a look at Coach Shelley Striegel, a Sigourney native, pitcher herself.
Yeah, played in the state tournament when it was still a 16-team tournament, no classes. Was a pitcher in that ball game. They placed 6th. She was a junior. They lost to Dubuque Senior in that tournament. She remembers it very, very well.
Population, 2,000 Sigourney versus Dubuque.
Right.
That's the way it used to be up until the 90s when they switched classes. So, or switched to make classes, not just one giant class.
And it didn't matter who was in that tournament. It could have been small town, it could have been big town. It didn't matter. That 16-team tournament was so much fun to watch. And a lot of times the small town team would get to that championship game and would win.
That pitch is fouled onto the other field, where I think Van Meter is still celebrating. That's one thing the union does, is they take the championship group and say, hey, go over here, have this big open space, take some pictures, enjoy the moment, celebrate. In basketball, they cut down the net. They set up another net for them and allow them to take pictures there. And softball, they move them over to the baseball field that's behind us. And that way we can focus on softball, which we are right now, as Goodwin is up 0-2 on Sydney Bears. Punch towards Fish, goes off her glove, recovers, throws, not in time, boots it twice. And that's going to be an error all the way, I would imagine, to allow Bears to reach.
That was such a tough hop. Just had a lot of overspin on it, right up into the chest of Fish. Couldn't grab it cleanly. Maybe here's a little bit of a door opening for Martensdale-St Marys.
Bears will stay and run for herself. The bunt is put down by Shelby Woods. The throw to first covers is Fish. First out on the sacrifice. Moves up Bears into scoring position for Arnie Berger.
Now with one out, a couple of shots to try to tie this ball game up.
First pitch swung and fouled out of play. Wind's still blowing pretty good, like it has all day consistently. Pretty much straight away towards center. If anybody gets one in the air, it has maybe carried a little bit today. The 0-1 off speed. It's a swing and a miss.
That is such a good pitch, and look at the expression on the face of Berger. She knew that she was way out on the front foot, and she got fooled.
No balls, 2 strikes.
You throw it again on 0-2.
I've seen pitchers do it.
Not that time. They just instead send it straight back over your head.
Again, I flinched again. I'm losing it.
You're focused on the other things. Your senses are thrown off. Goodwin's pitch.
Ball.
Misses.
Goodwin gets so locked in, you can tell by looking in the eyes.
Foul ball off to the right side.
She's all business in that circle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it did.
But boy, she celebrates when something good happens. Like when she rounded third on that home run, she was dancing. And so well spoken. I just said to her, I go, you are incredible, just grasp of the game, of the situations, of the expectations that are on you. And she thanked her parents for those traits.
Yeah, she said they have certainly been the role models for her. She's got a little bit of each of them in her. And done a great job of talking to all the press and explaining things, what went on in the game. And she's going to be and just so calm about everything. She's going to study human resources when she gets up to Northern Iowa.
The 8th pitch of the at-bat coming.
Ball.
Misses, and it's a ball 4 to Arnie Berger. She's on with a 1-out walk. And coming into the semifinal game, Goodwin had only walked 10 batters, and then what'd she do? She walked 3 in that game. So she's almost at half her season total in the last 2 games.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often. She is always around the plate.
The bunt is put down with 1 out, and it goes foul. So Berger will go back to first, and Bears will go back to second. Marianne Hart batting here with 1 out in the second. That one backs up over the plate. Good pitch from Goodwin.
Bears getting a huge jump out at second.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Maybe trying to draw a throw from Moore.
Goodwin's throw. Softly hit towards second. Going to be a tough play. Gets over to first in time is Fish to Dawson. Not easy. Couple of runners left for the Blue Devils as they move up to third and second now on the play. Doesn't go down as a sacrifice in the book, but it really is. There's those cowboy hats that they all wear. I'm not sure everybody's on board with the hats, but the girls are, and you got to do what the girls want.
Ball.
Mac German, the third German, now bats.
And we have talked to players, different teams, but that's a big part of not only coming to state, what are we going to do, what are the rally caps going to be, what are our themes going to be, but that's a big part of the season too. You want to have consistency throughout the season and have the cheers down, whatever the good luck charms might be, have those bought and have them in place. Who's going to be the keeper of the good luck charm? Who's going to keep the hats? Got to plan all that before the season starts.
Foul back up
Holy
above
crud.
you. Yeah, that makes noise, doesn't it? But the question that just came to me via the truck, which one's easier to clean up? Cowboy hats or glitter off the bus? Which one does the bus driver like?
One ball,
Oh,
two
the
strikes.
bus driver loves the hats. Yeah, that glitter's going to stick around until next year when they use that same bus to come back up.
And have you ever tried to clear glitter out of your house or carpet or floor? I don't have girls at home, and when we've had glitter, you know, when the boys were younger doing stuff, it's everywhere. 2-2. Popped up foul again, and I've talked to dad girls, and they're like, you can't get that stuff out for days, weeks.
Need 3 balls.
And I'm sure I'm about to get a text from my house saying, what are you doing talking about cleaning? You don't
Give
clean.
me 4.
When was the last time you cleaned?
Thank you.
They're texting you now, too?
Yeah.
That's the scouting
Like,
report on me.
The scouting report hasn't cleaned in 4 years.
Goodwin's 2-2 pitch. Chop to short. It's a long hop. Throw across the diamond. Safe! Safe! One scores. We're tied at 1. Mac German helps her sister out with an infield hit.
It's that high hopper, and it stayed up in the air just long enough to get German down that line. Pounds it in right in front of home. Aller lets it come to her, and German crosses before that ball gets there.
Boy, long stretch there by Dawson. And I think Coach Shelley Striegel just went out to ask a question. So German drives in a run. Bear scores. Berger goes to third, so it's first and third. Top of the order for Ellie Baker. 1 in here in the second. We're tied up. Baker shows bunt, pulls it back.
Really big key moment here in this ball game. Runners at second and third, a base hit. Probably going to plate 2 runs.
The bunt is popped foul.
Now, Goodwin ahead in the count.
Balls, 2 strikes.
And she's probably going to try to get Baker to chase after something bad. Get her to swing as something out of the zone.
That pitch is high, gets away. Here comes Berger. She's going to score, and it's now a 2-1 lead for the Blue Devils. And Laura, I think when you meant chase, you didn't mean that it was going to have to be Josephine Moore who had to go after it.
No, that just got away from both Goodwin and Moore. Goes off the tip of her glove, and she had to scramble back to try to track that one down.
And German goes to third on the play. So Berger with a chance, or Baker with a chance here. Get another run, swings through it. And that ends the inning, not before Martensdale-St Marys takes the lead 2-1. And you thought runs were going to be hard to come by in this game. We have 3 of them. Can you believe it? 3.
I can't.
You have been wanting to see the slow motion pitching. We're going to see the slow motion pitching after we listen in.
We got to be clean on the infield, okay?
Okay, we can do this, okay? Just take deep breaths, relax, have fun, enjoy the game. You can do it.
Fans, channel seats cares about you, your family, and your community. It all stems from their commitment to safety and responsibility.
She talked about it, enjoy the moment, and they can do that, and you've got to instill that confidence because they can do this to try to climb back into this ball game.
There's a look at Campbell German in regular speed. How about in super slow motion?
All right, let's take a look at how she gets off that rubber and then the wrist action. Look at her turn it over to get the spin, the grip, different ways that she grips the ball, turns her hand and her wrist to get those different pitches to move for her.
And it was in this venue, in this tournament in 2023 where Campbell German stood out to a college coach that earned her a college opportunity at South Dakota. She says that they saw her pitch here, and now she's going north. Her and her sister both going to USD.
As I've always said, there's no place to come watch good softball players and find talent for your school. College coaches all come here.
Oberender backhands it, steps on the bag to retire Addie Finneran for the first out of the third.
A lot of the college coaches that I talk to, they do like to be able to come up here because it's such a well-run tournament. They have the opportunity to see a lot of players, see some of the younger players that are coming up through the ranks, try to get in early on some of the players that people don't know about yet. So it's, again, I would say I would much rather play high school ball than travel ball. That's my soapbox, and I know people get mad at me saying that, but I think it's great to represent your school and play for your school, and you're gonna get seen in the state of Iowa playing high school softball.
And now with transfers and all things, you just need a place to play.
Yeah.
And somebody will see you there, and you'll move up, and you'll move up. You just might not play 4 years in one spot anymore.
Which I also think is kind of sad, because, you know,
Is there a second soapbox there?
There's a smaller soapbox that's probably going to get bigger as we go further on in what's happening in college sports. But, you know, you'd like to see players, and it's fun for the fans to be able to have a player come to their college that they support and be able to follow them for 4 years, not have to relearn a new team every season.
The pitch coming is popped foul into the net again to Ava Fish. Fish back in the quarterfinal, had a triple in the top of the sixth and then scored the game-winning run. As Coach Striegel says, as Ava Fish goes, we go.
And she's a table setter.
Chopped foul. Is that, would you say they go fishing with her? No? Go fish?
Maybe. Maybe they went fishing. Did she go fishing?
Did she go fishing? We'll workshop that one, get back to you.
See what she does with this next pick. She's down in the count. So you don't want her to go fishing. You want her to be smart at the plate.
Ball.
I think I'm going to ask Chris to start keeping track of how many 0-2s we've had, because it has seemed both of these pitchers have gotten ahead a lot 0-2.
That's what makes them so tough, is when you do get ahead in the count, it gives the pitcher that advantage to be able to use any one of their pitches.
Fouls it off again, 1-2. So then I'll ask you this, what's your strategy as a pitcher up 0-2? Are you all about wasting that next pitch?
That's the trend, and I think a lot of pitchers do that. A lot of coaches call it that way, and I think you can nibble a little bit, see if you can get somebody to put a poor swing on one of your pitches, but I think you have the opportunity with, if you're up 0-2, you can waste one.
Or waste two.
Yeah. But then on the other side, as the hitter, you get down in the count. Now you have to adjust your strategy as well. You have to shorten things up a little bit, try to make contact. Just put that ball in play.
That one's fouled into the screen. You ask, you receive. They've had a combined 0-2 counts, 9 of them so far in this game. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Great work, Chris. Thank you, Chris Andringa. If you're not following him on Twitter, by the way, on X, give him a follow. The stuff he puts out is awesome. Pitch number 10 of this at-bat that started 0-2.
And a quick little conference between Bears and German, trying to figure out how can we get out number 2 against this really tough hitter.
Swing and a miss. How about that with a pitch inside, up and in.
A little bit of power. Kind of handcuffed her a little bit, got up and inside. You could see Bears kind of leaning that way, trying to set up in there, asking for the pitch to be thrown there, and German did a good job of hitting the glove.
German first pitch, almost the same one that was the strike 3 on the last pitch, just missed. And that one catches the plate to Danny Aller. Struck out back in the first.
You can see how she's moving and using the whole plate. She was inside, she's outside. She's up, she's down.
There she was both in and up.
She just has so much velocity.
Ball, 2 strikes.
And then when she throws that rise, it jumps even a little bit more.
The 1-2 coming from Campbell German is high and off the glove of Bears. The 2-2 is fanned. And strikeout number 5 for Campbell German to finish off the Sigourney third.
Give me a swing.
Hey, we are right on her. Keep putting the pressure on them.
Oh,
He did not
like outside.
She's going to keep going into you before she goes out. Change will be out.
Hold it back, find your pitch and hit it.
Yeah, make them work. Make them
The
work.
whole
Rattle
ball.
them.
Here we go,
Rattle
ladies.
them right here.
Break it open on 3. 1, 2, 3. Break it open.
We got lots of coaches and scouts in there.
Everybody giving their own scouting report, but I like the fact that, hey, you find your pitch and drive it.
Speaking of pitch, there's Carly Goodwin. She's going to toss this first one in real-time speed. And now we're going to see it slow down.
I'm going to watch this extension because she really gets out there and she gets a little bit lower with her pitches. And all these pitchers do such a, look at that extension, do such a good job of getting the hand turned over or spinning the ball the way they want it to get those pitches to jump or drop out of the zone.
I thought her toe kick, I guess I'll have to look at her, you'd have to look at her shoe to see how much she's rubbed that thing down with the amount of kick that she's been able to do.
You're gonna get a look at it right there.
There. Yeah, you can see it's pretty worn down.
She's got that little bit of a extra pitching toe.
Yep.
Covering the front of that cleat.
Great work by the crew. Thank you so very much. Brindley German, Campbell German, Abby Hughes due up. For Martensdale-St Mary, they lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the third.
Ball.
That pitch is high. Brindley smiles and waits. That one is inside, pulled foul. Bruns fielded it.
Good little segment on the German sisters.
1 ball, 2
They
strikes.
talked about the fact that Brindley was a pitcher before Campbell. And Campbell was the catcher. And then Campbell went into the pitching circle, and Brindley said, I didn't want to compete with that. So she has moved into the field, now into the outfield. She said they're kind of different. She said Campbell's more of a type A personality than I am. She's always a little bit early. I'm always just on time.
The 2-2 is upstairs. Campbell is the older of the twins. Brindley is the one who, for the longest time, basketball was her sport, and Campbell was just kind of along for the ride. Martensdale-St Marys has made the state tournament a couple of years here. 3-2 is ball 4. Second walk of the game issued by Carly Goodwin. She wondered where it was.
Yeah, she felt like she got the corner with that pitch, but it was a good at bat, and that's a tough one to take. She let it slide by and gets rewarded with the base on balls.
Bunt shown by Campbell. She gets it down, fielded, no way. More, nobody's covering third. To throw to third is not in time. She's safe. Brindley was running the whole time. Campbell's bunt, it just kept going away from. Goodwin gave up on it. She let Moore go get it, but that is an impossible play on the third base side for the first base person to get.
You're right, she did not stop at second. Nobody covering the throws there, but she got in with that foot. As she rounded second base, she picked up Coach in the third base coaching box. Coach Wood said, come on over and see me.
So Brindley at third, Campbell at first, Abby Hughes at the plate. Shows bunt, it's low, and they will not contest the run for Campbell, and so now the force is out. And I can hear Arnie Kruko, the home plate umpire, saying it's below the knee. The 1-0 from Goodwin is smacked hard into center, but coming over is Smallwood to her left to make the catch, and a sacrifice fly is how that will score, and it's an RBI and another run for Martensdale-St Marys. They take a 3-1 lead.
Smallwood got a great jump on that one, but was drifting towards the right field, and it was really tough for her after.
No!
Oh, she's called out. She left
called
early.
out. They're saying she left early. They appeal the play.
Maybe we can get another look at that, but they went ahead and appealed.
Yep, I know. Yep, we got 2 outs now. Well, they'll get it fixed. They'll get it fixed.
That's a huge turn of events.
The pitch is hit foul and out of play. Now batting, Sydney Bears. So it remains 4-1. Or is it, it's 3-1. I think it's 3-1. It is 3-1, right?
I think it's 2-1.
Because Brindley, because Campbell's still at second. Brindley's run doesn't count. Yeah,
correct.
It's still.
Yeah, the board out in the right field has 4-1, but.
Yeah, it's 2-1. All right, we'll get this right. We're paying attention. Foul back, and I can guarantee they're arguing up in the press box too about what's going on. They don't have the benefit of watching back the TV like we do.
You know, when Brindley German went first to third on that bunt, a couple of the players for Sigourney kind of hung their head a little bit, like, oh no, here we go. Now you get that big out. That lifts the spirits again, and you're back focused in, ready to get out of this inning.
The 1-2 coming from Carly Goodwin here in the third.
When Goodwin's tried that area several times, has not gotten the call. And you just need to, looks like, bring it up just a little bit to get that call at the knees.
Pitch is hit, and grabbing it is Fish. Third out in the inning. No run score there in the third, but a whole lot of activity.
Listen to me. Anything that is here, you gotta let that go. The other thing is, when we're on base, I was trying to get Amaya to steal, and she was in not telling the batter. So just make sure you're looking at me, okay, guys? Hey, we can do this. Let's go.
Shelly Striegel, who has coached. She's been an assistant at Simpson, Des Moines Lincoln, and Ottumwa, where she coached under Frank Houston. And they missed, when she was assisting there at Ottumwa, she missed the state championship game that Ottumwa had one year for a simple reason.
She said that when Frank Houston was up here playing in the state championship game, she was home getting married. And then she added, I will never forgive my husband for that.
And here's the thing. She coaches now with her husband and son. Her son is at first base as the assistant, and her husband's in the dugout. So,
and we asked, so you, now is the anniversary tonight? Is that coming up? She said, no, it's back when they were still a little bit later. So August 5th, if people want to send cards and congratulations, August 5th is their anniversary.
There was a look at Cole Striegel that you just saw there. Frosty's in the dugout. And she hands a lot of the, physical on-field duties to those two.
She's the brains behind the operation.
Yeah, and there's something. Just great softball mind. First pitch strike to Carly Goodwin. And Goodwin right now has got to be wondering, seriously, where is that when I'm pitching?
Yeah, I think that's kind of what she was thinking. It's like, whoa, I haven't been getting that call.
Campbell goes to work on the 1-0, and that's low. Goodwin, Moore, and Dawson due up for the Savages, who trail 2-1 in the top of the fourth of this Class 1A state championship game.
These two players, German and Goodwin, are going to compete against one another in college. I know there's always an early tournament at Northern Iowa up in the Dome. South Dakota usually shows up at that one.
Another big fly to right, but this one's going to stay in the park for Marianne Hart. Goodwin's 2 hits have gone a long way. 1 home run and 1 out.
Just a little bit underneath that.
Yep.
Just missed it.
Hart with plenty of room there and right. So Josephine Moore.
And that's a tough one right now with the transitioning of the sky. The lights are on. Hart did a good job of staying with it, camping underneath it.
Now both of these teams were scheduled to play Wednesday night at about the same time, 7 and 7:30. Both of those games were started more like 8 and 8:30. So yeah, they're used to playing in this sky here at the tournament. Josephine Moore fouls it into the screen, and she's down 0-2. Moore is going to play softball right here at Iowa Central Community College, which means her home field will be the other diamond here at the complex.
2 strikes.
German's 0-2. It's popped up and out of play. So much quieter this game. I can actually hear myself think.
There's not the constant foot stomp above us.
It worked. The
Hey,
team in
it
blue
did.
won.
Stomped them to a victory.
You bet. That one's high.
No, she didn't go. I had a good look.
Campbell German said, hey, ask if she went, and you could hear Arnie Kruko said, no, she didn't. I had a good look.
I had a good look.
I love that.
And that one is out. Moore as a catcher, maybe we'll get into that a little more when she's catching, but I always am intrigued the way a catcher approaches things at the plate as a batter, because you know what's been ball and what's been strike. And that was going to be a strike. She had to swing. Strikeout number 6 for Campbell German. 2 outs here in the 4th.
Yeah, you have probably a better understanding of what the strike zone is, but look at that one jump right over the top of her bat, and that's one that you can't catch up to.
Campbell's worked with pitching coach Mindy Burka. How many times have we written Mindy Burka's name down working with somebody here at the state tournament?
Yeah, she's really done a good job with a ton of pitchers for a long, long time, and is a good pitching coach. And one of her products right here.
And one of her teammates is our director. Andrea Coyle played with Mindy at Colonesco.
Oh, see, now that's news I did not know.
Yeah, Andy has to always remind me those things. Andy also played 6-on-6 girls basketball for Scott DeYoung.
Hey!
Now, I think I knew that one.
Yeah.
I think I knew that one.
Okay, here we go.
And I heard Andy's going to leap single buildings in a single bound after the game tonight. The 0-2 coming from German. That sails out of the zone. 1-2. But what Campbell has said that Mindy has helped her with is the mental and physical side. We've talked about the mental side a lot with these pitchers. I mean, you're smiling when you throw a pitch like that. You know you're in a good headspace.
Well, you just have to understand what the situation is. And, okay, I missed with that last pitch. I'm going to come back and bust you on the inside and get the strikeout.
Strikeout number 7 as Aaron Dawson is down. And the Savages go 1-2-3 on that one. Coach Sally Striegel in her season here, the Sigourney native coach. I got to ask first.
Thank you.
The hair looks wonderful. Who did it?
Ava Finneran, left fielder, and Ella Bruns. I think it was Ella.
The emotions have been up and down with this team. Where are they at right now, and what are you trying to talk to them about?
Just being patient, you know, and living in that moment. They've got to stay off that high pitch that we've been talking about and hit below their hands. You know, they're fumbling the ball around a little bit, and I'm sure that's all due to emotion. Just take deep breaths and slow in and slow out.
Carly Goodwin in the circle tonight. How do you think she's doing?
Carly is Carly, and she'll do her thing. You know, I feel like the zone looks a little tight, but she's moving the ball around and doing a good job, and that's all we can ask for.
We appreciate asking you a couple of questions. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Shelly Striegel, I just had to. I had been waiting to ask since I saw it in the pregame, and I thank her and her time. And you and I had a great conversation with her after their semifinal game, and you know, it is one of the perks of this job to learn about softball from all these different minds and the way they play it.
It is so fun to build relationships with all these coaches and learn their philosophies. And some of the coaches we get to see year in and year out, and we make new friends every year, and hope to see that they come back the next year because we get to know them, and it's just kind of fun to listen to them and regale us with their stories, like the fact that she missed a state tournament to go get married.
And we haven't had a chance to talk to her much because Sigourney had lost the last couple of years their first round games. They hadn't been able to make it to the semifinals on the upside of the bracket.
Oh, and you heard Coach say, you know, that good one is good one. She's going to do what she's going to do. And she now is to the point where she kind of lets her work through certain situations. And she said, you know, Carly would rather that I didn't come out to the circle in situations and call a meeting. She has wanted to be the one to take over that role and call the meetings and get everybody together in the circle and talk about situations. And Coach Stregel said, frankly, that's been hard for me to give up that control. And it is as a coach, because you kind of want to have your handprints on everything, but when you have a player like Goodwin that understands the game so well and the momentum and the swings and has that leadership and the respect of the rest of the players, it's a little bit easier to give up that control.
The 2-2 to Shelby Woods is a swing and a miss. And another strikeout. That is number 4 for Carly Goodwin. And that's also a little bit of what Josephine Moore, she hasn't had to go out and say anything. She said, she hits her spots, she does what she does, and I don't really have to go out and say anything.
And they calm each other down too. And I think it's kind of a back and forth, as it is with a lot of battery mates, that one kind of gets a little tight, the other goes out and calms them down, and vice versa. And that's what makes a pitcher and a catcher so connected, that they're on the same wavelength. They know when somebody needs a little pick-me-up or stay away from me, those kinds of things. And I think these two have got that camaraderie and that connection.
Ani Berger had a walk and scored the game's second run, which is the go-ahead run at this point, as we're here in the 4th. The left fielder digs in from the right side. The 0-2 is low. That one is high.
And that's one where I think you're trying to get her to chase. You start it down low, and that ball just hops up in the zone. And good patience by Berger staying off of it.
The pitch comes back in. Nice ball movement there. Backs up Berger. Fouls it into the net to stay alive.
Martensdale-St Marys making her throw a lot of pitches, making her work in that circle, and it's a humid night.
Gets the rise ball for strikeout number 5.
And you know, in the earlier games, we saw the pitchers have a little bit of control issue, we think, because of maybe some of the moisture and the humidity in the air. Well, I don't think we're seeing that here tonight with these two pitchers.
So Marianne Hart comes to the plate. The junior made a couple of nice plays in right tonight. First pitch swings through it. Strike number 1. Hart grounded out back in the second. Back when we used to have runs scored in the second and first. Fouled into the net.
Gotcha.
Above first base.
One ball, 2
Brian
strikes.
just picked that up for Mel.
Mel didn't even flinch over there behind the camera.
She never flinches. Rock solid. Great to have her back tonight with us. The 1-2. Pop foul behind home. Have we settled into the part of the game kind of how you thought this would maybe go? We've kind of gotten some of the nerves flushed, and pitchers seem to be in a little bit of a groove.
Yeah, and I think the pitchers are owning this game right now. As evidenced by 3 strikeouts in that inning.
I believe that's what you call owning a moment.
Yeah, owning a moment.
Look at that one, just back up. Yeah.
It did, it backed up, it caught the corner, and that ends the inning.
Coach Emily Wood is going to join us now, and Coach, you're up 2-1. How'd you get there?
We've been seeing the ball really well, and we've been playing small ball and taking advantage of the opportunities that we've been given.
You're a team that does a lot of things, hits the ball well, but really the small ball side of things. What are you seeing right now offensively as you get into this part of the game where it gets a little tighter? What are you trying to tell them to do?
We're still going to keep playing our game, keep working to manufacture the runs. We're having really quality at bats. We're seeing pitches, and we're going to keep working on doing that.
Campbell German, 7 strikeouts. What's she doing that you like?
She's hitting her spots, and she's attacking the batters.
Having fun, Coach?
Yes, lots of fun.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Emily Wood, head coach. Had a great chance at the regional final down in Martinsdale to stand out and have a good conversation with her mother. And that was an absolute treat. Learned a lot about Emily that I've not said on the air. Nothing earth-shattering, but she says her competitive side in softball came from her dad. And she has a sister who's not into sports at all. And Emily, and she's very passionate about what she does. And Emily has been very passionate about softball. Grew up in Missouri. And now here in Iowa, and as a counselor there at the high school. Just, it's so fun. And you wanted to, and this is how I knew it was her mom, because her mom was cheering for everybody, not just one kid or 2 kids. And it goes back to our sportsmanship discussion back in the second game. You want to cheer for everybody. You want everybody to do well. I know that's a little pie in the sky, but we're here to support the youth and grow the game and their love and appreciation of things.
Yeah, and it's just the competition is so much fun, and it's high stakes. It is a state championship, and so it's high stakes. And yes, I know sometimes things people get a little cranky about things, but you know what? Enjoy, and we've heard Coach Stragel say that a couple of times. Enjoy the moment, enjoy it, and be in the moment, and participate as a good fan. Cheer for everybody.
The moment now for Mia Smallwood is a 2-ball 1 strike. She tries to lay the bunt down, and it goes back to the screen. And she'll be batting now with 2 strikes on her.
No balls, 2 strikes.
And those are some of the things you have to do against German now. You're getting a little bit later in this ball game. You need some base runners. Take a look down there at third base. Hughes playing even with the bag, but now 2 strikes on the hitter. She's probably not going to lay down a bunt. But got to start thinking about some things like that. Put it in play.
And she did that, kind of off the hands. Hangs up just enough for Campbell German to make a catch from her knees. It's not a strikeout, but it's an out nonetheless.
Ready for anything, right at the edge of the circle, able to reach out.
She even got 2 hands on it. I thought maybe she got the right hand to secure it.
Didn't have to lay all the way out, went down to 1 knee, still smiling about it.
A lot more smiles in this game from Campbell than last year. Ava Finneran fouls the first pitch back into the net. Finneran a sacrifice bunt back in the second. I know bunting for a hit with 1 out maybe isn't what you want to do, but I think you're right, Laura. You have to figure out a way to put the ball in play.
You got to make the defense do something.
That's a swing and a miss. You're trying to put the bat on the ball. You need to put the ball in play. It's very easy for us to say, sitting 75 feet away from German. We have some of the closest seats anybody has in this place. There's no way I'm digging in. You would dig in, but I wouldn't.
I don't even think I would dig in back when I was in high school. She is so good. Both these pitchers, so much velocity on their pitches and so much movement. It is just, it would be hard to stand in there and try to make contact.
Coach Stragle there, she knew this group of seniors were special when they were freshmen. Scheduled those tough games to get them ready for games like this. That pitch is fouled back by Ella Bruns, who bats here with 2 away. Sigourney this season played North Polk, who was in the semifinals. Collins Maxwell, which qualified for state. Southeast Polk and Solon. Polk lost in the regional final in 5A, and Solon lost in the quarterfinals here on Tuesday. Little off speed, kind of hung up there, looked a little different than a regular changeup. And Bruns ripped it quickly down the third baseline foul.
And those are ones as a hitter you kind of wish, oh God, I wish I could have judged that, just waited a second longer to be able to swing. Because that was the perfect pitch to be able to drive into the gap.
The 0-2 is a called third strike. Picture perfect throw for strikeout number 9. And I believe Coach Wood would say she just hit her spot.
Look at that, glove didn't hardly move behind the plate. Bears just sat back there and let her hit the glove.
We're gonna stretch here as Mr. Tim Fitzpatrick will lead us in the singing of our national sport anthem.
Very nice. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for the. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 3 strikes, you're out at the whole ball game.
We've stretched, we've moved around a little bit, and we've also headed into the bottom of the 5th. 2-1 is our score here as Carly Goodwin goes to work. First pitch is to Mac German for a called strike. Mac German, Ellie Baker, and Brindley German due up for Martensdale-St Marys, which is up on the scoreboard 2-1. That pitch is fouled and out of play. Joining us is the executive director of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, Erin Gerlich. How you doing, boss?
Hey, I'm doing great.
How's that sound?
Great.
To be called that now.
Yeah, I know it's still trying to get used to that a little bit, but it's good. It's a good feeling, and just coming back up here, having a great week in Fort Dodge. No, that's all you can ask for.
The Iowa girl is now the boss girl.
Something like that.
Is that what you say? Is that what you say around the office, or is that what they?
No, I'm still just Erin.
Well, we've had this tournament here before 55 times. The 1-2 pitch is swung through a missed strikeout of German for the first out here in the inning. You've thrown in a new wrinkle this year, as always. The thrown, but it's not new to the sports championship, but it is new to softball, isn't it?
Right. So we started that the throne, our Game of Thrones, right? Last year at volleyball, and really it was going to be just kind of like, okay, how's this going to go? And everyone loved it so much. We're like, okay, we are committed to taking this around to all of our championship series where we can. So It's been a big hit.
Who gets to put that and haul it all
Oh,
around?
it's me. It's me.
You get to haul that
I've got
around?
a vehicle that's big enough, so it's become my cross to bear.
Ellie Baker puts the bunt in play and gets on board here. This tournament is something that you've been with the Union for a couple of years here now. Now you're getting to see it from a different perspective. What did you try to do this year? That bunt is fouled, and it goes off of Dawson. They throw to second. It's thrown into center, but backing it up is Aller. Everybody's safe. Sorry, Aaron. Go ahead.
No, really, the biggest thing that I tried to do this year is order up great weather. So that's all I can take responsibility for right now.
The competition is good. The pageantry, the things you're trying to do for the girls, still trying to maintain a lot of that?
Yeah, absolutely. And Jason Esslinger puts together a postseason pairings, and he does a phenomenal job. And this championship series really just showcases exactly that. You really can't ask for anything more when it comes to these championship games. We've had a phenomenal last couple of days. We've had a great week, but these championship games are excellent.
And they are something that you just want the best two teams to play, and they might be 68 miles apart. They might be 300 miles apart. You just want good games.
Absolutely. That's what everybody wants, right?
Popped up, foul territory in front of the screen. That was a next to impossible play for Ella Bruns. Falls short, and we'll do it again, 0-2.
So talk about the State of the Union, your first 100 days, your first 30 days,
it's
first
like,
60
oh gosh,
days.
where are we at right now with that? Yeah, since the beginning of May.
All right, so talk about that transition and what it's been like for you and kind of what's happened in those first few months.
Yeah, well, spring's just crazy in general, right? For our schools and in our offices and things like that. So picking up the torch in spring was a little bit crazy, but we have such a great staff, and so spring is a lot of divide and conquer. Everybody's running around to their respective sports and just trying to get things done and keep things afloat. And so we did a great job of that, obviously, and I had more great weather this spring, despite having a kind of a nasty regular season. That was really the prerogative, is make sure everybody got through all of their championships in one piece, and we take a lot of pride in doing that at a very high level, and so I think we did that. And so then just really then coming all back together and making sure we were bringing our game, as we would say then, for softball, and I think we're doing that, so that's been fun.
Abby Hughes has a pitch go above her, and it allows the runners to move up, and now she bats with 2 outs, runners at second and third here in the 5th. The pitch from Goodwin is swung on and missed, strike 2. So, of course, you have control of the weather. That's a power that I don't think was had before. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, again, that's all we can do. That's all we can do.
Did you put that in your resume?
Yeah, and that was, the scarier thing is that's in the contract now too. So I really got to live up to that.
That pitch misses. You've been an athletic director in your home area of Panorama.
Yeah.
And you've also spent some time in Oklahoma. And where else have you been?
I was at Oklahoma State. So I started, was athletic trainer by trade, and graduated from Iowa State, and then got my master's at Oklahoma State, and worked with our athletic department for several years down there before making the transition back to Iowa and getting into athletic administration at Panorama. I think I was there for about 8 years, did both athletic training and the AD work there. So that was, then came to the Girls Union 3 years ago.
Abby Hughes with 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the 5th. Those runners would be huge for the Blue Devils. That's fouled back into the screen.
So we closed down this season here after the final pitch here at Harlan Rogers Field. So you get a little time to breathe with dead week.
Oh, okay.
I think a little breather, maybe a small breather.
Yeah.
But so
take a little time.
What's kind of in store now for? We got volleyball coming up. We got cross country. We've got all kinds of things coming up. So what's in store? What maybe a sneak preview of what we can be looking at for next season?
really, we always say we let the Iowa girl kind of tell us what's next, right? And so just really paying attention to, some of our next moves there. And I think we've got some good things in store. There'll be some changes, but I think it's all some really good things that I'm not yet privy to talk about, but there will be a little bit of shakeup. But, for us, it's business as usual at our organization. And, we look to, add some new things there too. So we're really excited about that. And, the school year, it feels like a fresh start for us too, as it does all of our other schools. And really coming alongside our athletic directors, that's something that's near and dear to my heart. But we have such a turnover in athletic directors. So we're really trying to get in with our AD association and get some good mentoring put in place. And I think we've got some really good initiatives moving forward with that, that we can really, especially at the beginning of the year, come by and support.
Well, that's actually what I wanted to ask you about, because as a former AD, and we've seen turnover at some places, it is a job that is extremely tough, long hours, and there's people who come in with a whole lot of energy, but they get run down. Are you hoping mentors are going to?
Oh, yeah.
What are you hoping they will provide here?
Yeah,
and that one's hit. And shortstop Aller to end the threat.
I think looking back on my time as an AD and thinking about what I needed or what I wanted, and it's always trying to be the person that you needed. And now that we're in a position where we can kind of implement some of those things and make that happen, I know the AD Association feels really strongly about that, and the High School Athletic Association as well. So it's kind of a multi-tier approach here to make sure that our schools have the support that they need, but also giving some advocacy to that position, because you see that a lot of burnout, and you see them putting in countless hours, and they really need some structure and support. And it's not even just about more pay or this or that. They need a team of people to help support them for sure.
And Laura and I have been talking a couple of times about the fans being good sports and good attitudes, and they can be good fans and good sports to their support staff of the athletic, and that would help too.
100%, yeah. Just really making sure sportsmanship continues to be an initiative. As we like to set that precedence here at our tournament, and that's an expectation for us. And I know that's our ADs, that's a huge expectation at our schools. It's just hard when trying to be a lot of different places at once during the events, and so really understanding from an administrative staff of what they can do to help support that, in terms of hiring some event managers and some extra help if it can't be the administration themselves, because we know that they're stretched thin too. So it's really having an action plan together for to really help those ADs is really important.
Addie Finneran, Ava Fish, and Danny All are due up, and if anybody gets on, Carly Goodwin. Let's talk about players that are special and that are headed to the next level. It happens at all these sports. What about the Iowa girl on the field that you like to see and want to support them?
Yeah, we've got look at all of these athletes here. It's the funnest part for me is before we introduce that all tournament team, is I get to talk to them while we're kind of waiting, and talk to them about what their favorite part of the tournament has been. And it's just really funny to hear what they say and get their feedback on things, of whether that's the dorm experience at Iowa Central or Fort Frenzy or different things like that. It's funny to get their perspective. So we love to just stay in touch with the Iowa girl, right? And we do that especially too through our student athlete advisory committee. And really keeping pulse on what our Iowa girls are doing. But that, for me, it's still the funnest part of coming to these tournaments, having those connections and figuring out how we can best support them while they're in high school and beyond what they want to do. We're always looking to find fresh faces for, female administration, and just showing them that there's life beyond this if they want to continue in athletics. And they don't always have to be the superstar, right?
They don't, but they all are a part of it. You just never know. We have players that, I think in the 2A game there was a discussion of she knows everything in 2A softball. You need people like that care about the sport. Kathy Creighton needs more female umpires.
100%.
We need just umpires in general. And you want to see female administrators, female coaches. I mean, we've had a couple of those this week where it's been 2 female coaches. So it's starting.
Yes, and that's really kind of our untapped resource, as we say. We haven't, I don't think, done as great of a job marketing to females when it comes to finding pathways for them or even mentors for them when it comes to officiating, when it comes to coaching, athletic training, all of those types of things. There's so many great roles, primary roles and support roles when it comes to leadership and administration in athletics. And so now this is a great opportunity to start having those conversations and getting people involved.
Comebacker to German is kind of dropped at first, and that is going to be an error that puts the tying run on base, and the go-ahead run comes to the plate.
Well, on that student advisory committee, I'm assuming there's a lot of women, young women, that want to be on that committee and want to be a part of it and kind of be the pioneers to lay the groundwork for future players and the Iowa girl.
100%. Yeah, we get so many applications every spring, you know, between 70 and 100 of high school girls that want to come be a part of that. And so it's flattering. It's always a really, really hard decision. We try to make sure we've got a wide variety of our demographics, from big school, small school, representing all of our sports from all across the state. So that's the stuff that's really important to us.
That's the first base runner Sigourney had since the second, and it's a race down the line drive back to German, over to Oberender, and I'm going to say thank you so much for what you've done. I hope it's been fun so far.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Yeah, you can't beat
These
it.
interviews are tough. This will be the last time we ask you easy questions.
Yeah,
we're easy. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're going to get
I just
next
thought we were
time.
interviewed. We're sitting here having conversation, aren't
That's
we?
all we're doing.
Isn't that all we're doing?
That's all we're doing.
Absolutely.
This was an interview. Now she's nervous.
Gosh, yeah. Should I have been more prepared? I don't know.
You did a great job. Great tournament for your first tournament here, being in charge. Excellent tournament and great turnout, great crowds.
Yeah, well, if nothing else you can expect in the future, great weather.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
it's
right.
in the contract. It's in the contract.
In the contract. All right.
I love it.
No,
all right,
thank you
Aaron
guys.
McGurley.
Appreciate all you do too.
Congratulations. Thank you so very much. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, we have ourselves a pretty good softball game, too. 2-1 remains the score. You just saw Sigourney have an opportunity, but a good field. You put the ball in play, and things can happen. This game now, Martensdale looking for a little bit of insurance as we go to the seventh, Laura. 2-1, Martensdale-St Marys brings to the plate here. They will send Bears, Woods, and Berger due up. And it's no easy task so far. My thanks to Erin in the conversation there and her sitting in. And I think the Iowa girls in good hands. I know, you know, Jean Berger brought this organization a huge step forward. And I think Erin just took that step, and they're already off to another big step. No pressure.
I'm excited to see. She said, you know, there are some things that she can't really talk about right now. So stay tuned. That's a cliffhanger right there. That's a teaser. So we'll see what we have in store.
Like you have been teasing things tonight, she's teasing things for the future. Goodwin's 1-1 to Bears. And that's hit foul and out of play. Bears on her arm had a chance at the regional final to ask her about the tattoo that's there. And she says that's in memory of her sister, Michaela. And it says, look beyond what you see. When it's a Lion King there, you can see it right there on her right forearm, and always a part of her. And I just love that, you know, the expression that these players have and memories that they want to keep alive.
Everybody does something a little different. Everybody's a little superstitious. Some players do certain things, have different shoelaces, wear the same socks. So everybody expresses themselves differently.
That pitch misses to Bears from Goodwin. Bears tonight reached on an error in the second, flew out in the third. Bats here in the sixth. She's just a junior. She's hoping to get a little dirt if they can win the title off the field for the trophy case. Some of the players kind of do that at Diamonds of significant events and have little time capsules. And I'll talk to the superintendent for her, put in a good word with Dr. Watson. You should put a little dirt in your trophy case if this works out for you tonight.
I think that'd be a good thing.
3-2 hit to Aller across the diamond. Nice play.
Good grab by Dawson over there. Had to stretch.
Gotcha.
That'll make way for Shelby Woods, the shortstop, freshman. Sacrifice and a strikeout. 2-1 here in the bottom of the 6th.
We talked about teams today that are young, that a lot of freshmen, sophomores on those teams. Martensdale-St Marys has several seniors that they're going to lose at the end of this season, but they have a really good nucleus coming back.
Bad pitch. Backs up to Woods for a strike. 2 up for Sigourney in their 7th inning. Carly Goodwin, Josephine Moore, and Erin Dawson. 3, 4, 5. That is going to be a tall task for German to take care of. And that one comes straight back. Hits the mic and the screen.
We have had several balls missile back here.
Trusting on that one. Probably too much. 1-2 coming to Woods. Hit in the air, hanging in foul territory, and in the stadium, it's Josephine Moore with the circus catch in foul territory. Out number 2.
Almost overran that one as it was spinning back towards the field of play, but able to hang on to it, get that top hand on top of it, gets rid of the mask, and then kind of has to back up and hold on to it.
Whenever you see the ball reemerge, you get scared.
Yeah.
Skied towards center, coming in almost on the dirt is Smallwood. And we are down to the final 3 outs for Sigourney. It's been a really good game with a whole lot of zeros. Early on, it started with some base hits, some errors. Back in the first, it started with Carly Goodwin with a bang. A home run just off the outstretched glove. And she was excited, and we thought we were off to a slugfest. But then Martensdale comes back in the second. They put the ball in play, and they say good things will happen. Beat out a couple of hits, and then one gets away from the catcher, and a run scores. That would be Bears. And then later Berger would score. That was Berger who scored right there. And that's it. That's our scoring, 2-1 here in this contest, Laura. And Campbell German tonight, as she goes out for the final 3 outs, she is on to 10 strikeouts at this far. Sigourney's only had 3 base runners tonight. One was the home run, another a walk, and an error in the second and the 6th. Nobody's touched past first since the first.
Well, she's got a tough customer to face here right at the beginning of this inning, as Carly Goodwin is going to step into the batter's box.
Martensdale-St Marys has only scored 2 runs in the first 2 games. Each of the first 2 games here at State, they average about 7 runs a game. They lead right now 2-1.
Now, last year as a runner-up, they lost to North Lynn on a 1-hitter from Ellie Flanagan. Right now, German's throwing a 1-hitter.
The pitch coming to Carly Goodwin, the first of the 7th, is poked into center, and that's going to get down. German goes to her knees to prevent it from going any further. You will to hit, you got to hit. Goodwin has both base knocks for Sigourney.
It's a little half swing, I think, threw her a little off speed, got her out on the front foot, but got enough of the barrel on it to make it a base hit right there in front, and a good job to get that glove on it. Otherwise, it sneaks by her and gets all the way to the fence.
And that one is popped into the screen by Josephine Moore, and Goodwin would have just ran until she ran out of space. She would have kept going there. You know she would have tried to score from home on a play like that if it goes all the way to the fence. Instead, she sits at first. That pitch, rise ball, swung through by Moore. Okay, when you get to the 7th, do you mess around on 0-2? Does your philosophy change?
No, I don't think so. I think you waste one here. Or not.
Or you come right back in on the hands.
Or you
I
just
don't know.
go ahead and get the out. And just take care of business and get out of this inning.
One away, that's 11.
And they didn't bunt, they didn't try to move her to second base, they didn't want to give up the out.
Erin Dawson, she's just trying to get a little puddler here. Find some space. Swing and a miss. She's gonna go to William Penn, study criminology, wants to be a police officer.
She talked about being in the K-9 unit.
She does have a pet cow, so being in the K-9 unit isn't much different. The pitch to Dawson. Good changeup.
Time.
See it? I don't know what, I don't know.
Hey, take a deep breath. Flush it out. You're okay. Okay? Okay? You're all right. Hey, I believe in you wholeheartedly.
You could hear in Dawson's voice, I don't know. She's a little confused and has not been able to solve German. But coach believes in her. See what happens.
The 0-2 sails out. And that's a heck of a stop by Bears, because that had some zip.
It did, and if that gets by, then you get your runner into scoring position. Dawson having a little conversation with herself before she steps back in.
The 1-2 from German. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout, number 12. Out number 2, down to the last out. Amaya Smallwood, the last hope for the Savages here.
13 strikeouts for Campbell German in the quarters, 13 in the semis. Rise ball there that Dawson swings right through. That's strikeout number 12 on the evening.
Smallwood flashes bunt, and that pitch just sails high. Bunted, German fields, takes her eyes off of it, and it's a step too late.
There's that track speed showing off, and just that little bobble by German allowed Smallwood to get down that line.
Goodwin goes to second. Smallwood there at first. Bunting with 2 outs. Not what you would expect, but trying to get on and put it in play at any cost.
Well, and you have the speed to be able to do that and laid it down in a good spot and just put her head down and dug for first base, able to beat it out. And now they've got a shot at it here.
Ava Finneran, first pitch hit to right. That's going to get down. And that's going to go all the way to wall. 1 run's going to score. 2 runs are going to score. And Sigourney, down to their last strike, has now taken the lead 3-2. Do you believe it? Ava Finneran comes in clutch in the top of the 7th.
She is that player that will do whatever you need. Well, what they needed at that point was a hit. It was kind of a half swing, punched it out into the gap, all the way to the fence, and I'm telling you, Smallwood, look how quickly she gets across the plate. She was right on the heels of Goodwin.
This game has changed in an instant. Goodwin and Smallwood score. And Finneran.
But you kind of questioned that you bunt with 2 outs, and it's worked for them. It's put the pressure on the defense. You got 2 runners on. You move that runner into scoring position, and Finneran just came up first pitch. She was going after it and dumps it into the gap.
We're going to have a runner. Lana Thomas is going to go in. Laura, we talked about it in the open. If you're Sigourney, put the ball in play. Make the Blue Devils field it. 2 up for Martensdale in their half of the 7th. Marianne Hart, Mac German, and Ellie Baker, 8-9-1. Ella Bruns looks at a pitch inside. A little half swing. A little bobble. A bunt. And a punch. And it's 3-2 Sigourney. Popped up on the infield. That's going to be tough too. It's a fair ball all the way. Diving for it was Bears. I don't think German or Bears were going to get to it. That was in an absolute DMZ right there.
Well, and is that one, I get, you think you can get it, but is that one that you just let go? Because there's a ton of spin on that. Would that one have come back and gone foul? Maybe. And if it doesn't, you're in this situation anyway.
We cannot give into this. We have to get this next out. We get to hit, all right? Yeah, we're not done yet. We are not done. So right here, we need to get this out right here. Find the out.
Reason we're here.
Hey, finish it, all right?
Do this, guys.
Finish on 3. 1, 2, 3. Finish.
Limit the damage too. That's also part of that message. That's what she's really trying to say.
Well, you don't want to have something happen here where that extra insurance run gets across. You want to keep it at 3-2, and she's right. Need to get out of this inning right now. Get this out.
Because this is your number 9 hitter, Addie Finneran. She's 0 for 2. The 0-1 coming with 2 outs. Popped right behind the screen again, Laura, here in the 7th.
German's going to come after her. She's going to just load up and fire some heat right here.
Oh, and 2. Just stuck the bat out to stay alive. One play, Sigourney. They trailed in their regional final twice. Swing and a miss, Bruns and Finneran. Now Finneran is out. Strikeout number 13, but is it going to be enough of a performance?
Let's go. Here we go, ladies.
Jump on him on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Jump on him.
Here we go.
Well, if you're gonna work late on a Friday night, you might as well have something entertaining to watch.
All 3 games today have been entertaining. We have not been disappointed.
All 5.
All 5. Well, 3 today.
3 today.
2 yesterday. Every single championship game has been exciting.
I don't know the last time we've had where all games have been in doubt at some point late in the game with either a fly ball that's a foot from going out if you're Valley, a fly ball that is caught somehow by the left fielder by Carlisle to seal that one. Then today, we had 2 6-run innings in that 3A game, and then Audubon was threatening, and Van Meter held on. Here, Sigourney was down to their last strike. They've come all the way back, 3-2. First pitch, swing and a miss, and it looks like Martensdale's trying to win it all on one strike with Mary Ann Hart. She swings and misses on the first pitch.
Right, and Coach Wood just immediately comes and says, keep it down. Keep it, stay off that high stuff. Goodwin comes after him right away, knowing they're going to be a little anxious and go after some pitches.
Is this where you're a pitcher and you find just an extra little something?
You find an extra gear right here.
The 1-1 is in there for a strike.
The same thing holds true for Martensdale-St Marys. Choke up a little bit, put it in play.
That pitch misses, 1-2. Two and two. Chopper foul.
Staying alive. That's what you have to do, that mindset. Keep those eyes trained on staying off of that rise ball.
Ball 3 high. If you're Martensdale-St Marys, you are absolutely trying to get that leadoff runner on here.
Everybody in the dugout's going ball 4, ball 4, ball 4.
Let's see if Goodwin comes after, and she throws high. So leadoff walk, third walk of the night by Goodwin. Now it's Mac German, the designated player. She helped her sisters early. She gets the bunt down, and it is fair, and it's a beauty, and it is safe at first. Safe at first. Mac German, a textbook perfect bunt.
Just right on the line. That is such great bat control, being able to get up there against a pitcher that's throwing high velocity, level off that bat, and lay it down right down the third baseline.
Top of the order, Ellie Baker shows bunt, first pitch. They're in at the corners and at second. Bunt is popped up, foul, and it lands. Moore just ran out of time to get there. Tying run is at second, Mary Ann Hart. The winning run, Mac German is at third. Carly Goodwin, she got the rally started in the top of the inning. Baker bunts it foul again. You're throwing rise balls, right? That makes it harder. You're trying to throw something up right here?
Right, but she's got 2 strikes, and I know she's a left-handed hitter, so see how she adjusts at the plate and what Coach Wood has in store and what she's thinking, how you want to handle this now down 2 strikes.
She shows bunt on 0-2. And it misses.
Oh.
It's been a tight zone. One, 2 is hit to left and caught by Finneran, who was in on the slap.
That's why you come in left fielder, you play in a few extra steps with that left-handed slapper up, get you a good jump on the ball heading out your way, and it's exactly what Finneran did. Got a good jump on it. Make the basket catch, but got to it.
Brindley German. First pitch strike. Brindley with a couple of hits and a walk. She's 1 for 2. Actually, it was a fielder's choice that she hit into there in the 5th. Senior. Switch to center field in the postseason. Fouled back into the screen, and now she's down a strike. 0-2.
No balls, 2 strikes.
And we'll see if Goodwin goes after on 0-2 like Brinley's sister Campbell did in the top of the inning. The pitch is punched foul, and she went after her.
Did, and tried to stay away from her as well on the outside part of the plate, and Brinley doing a great job of spoiling that pitch.
Popped up on the infield. Making the catch is Fish. And the Savages now are an out away from a come-from-behind state championship. Of course, this is how this is setting up. Campbell German versus Carly Goodwin. They're battling in the circle. Now they battle here with 2 outs. 3-2, Sigourney leads in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch is inside, ball 1.
In that last play, you saw Fish just take control of that infield as well, and she called for it. Everybody backed off, surrounded her, but that was a major league pop-up. Did such a great job of taking control, using her voice, and I've got it. Now they've got 2 outs.
Popped up, foul, and out of play.
I don't know where it went.
Ball and a strike.
Well, with 2 outs, crack of the bat, runners are going to be going. So anything into the gap could possibly score her sister from first base.
And that would tie it, the 1-1. Popped up in the air, it's playable. In front of the circle, Carly Goodwin catches it. And the Savages come from behind in the 7th inning for a state championship. The first title game is the first title for Sigourney.
And the disappointment over on the Martensdale-St Marys side. And all the excitement and jubilation and celebration for Sigourney in the middle of the diamond. What a finish in this ball game, and what a way to cap off this state tournament.
Good game, 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 good game.
It's been a while since we have seen a come from behind in the 7th here, Laura, you and I. We just saw an instant classic right there. Wow. Down 2-1, down to their last strike. Sigourney puts on the pink shirts as champions.
What a comeback. And you're right, they were down to their last strike. And then they get that little bit of a rally, able to push across a couple of runs to go ahead and hold on for the win.
It's Farm Bureau Representative.
Time for the all-tournament team.
Posh, assisted by Executive Director of the IGHSAU, Aaron Gerlich. Here is your 2024 Class 1A all-tournament team. From Martensdale-St Marys, Brinley German. From Sigourney, Josephine Moore. From Southeast Warren, JC Neer. From Southeast Warren, Kaylin Holmes. From St. Edmund, Mariah Myers. From Sigourney, Ava Finneran. From Martensdale-St Marys, Ellie Baker. From Sigourney, Aaron Dawson. From Martensdale-St Marys, Sydney Bears. From Martensdale-St Marys, Campbell German. And your 2024 Class 1A All-Tournament Team Captain. From Sigourney, Carly Goodwin.
The Gatorade Player of the Year is nice, but I can almost guarantee, Laura, what just happened, state title, all-tournament team captain, means a whole lot as well.
I think it means a ton, and I think it all wrapped together a very nice final season for Carly Goodwin as an Iowa girl.
Iowa Central Fields. Sigourney fans, you're
Good
welcome
look
to
at
greet
the
your
all-tournament team, and
lots of pinstripes in that one.
a lot of there are, but you know, all great performances. Everybody, obviously, they wouldn't be on that team if they didn't have a great state tournament, and hugs all the way around, some celebration, and still a little bit of tears from the Martensdale-St Marys players that were on that all-tournament team.
Participating player will receive a commemorative softball provided by Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the Girls Athletic Union. Presenting awards are members of the IGHSAU Board of Directors, Ron Fodness, Jen Donalds, Tanya Moe, and Zach Clark.
And Zach's trying to give that trophy away.
Congratulations
They want
to
it.
the runners-up in Class 1A, head coach Emily Wood, and the Martensdale-St Marys Blue Devils on an outstanding 2024 softball season. And their ticket was punched to get here. Tonight they get to redeem it as your 2024 Class 1A State Softball Champions. Head coach Sally Striegel and the Sigourney Savages.
Come from behind, Sigourney at one point. They hadn't gotten past second base since the first inning. It went all the way. It looked like in the sixth when they had the hit or the walk and then the line out that they were in trouble, but they came into the seventh and were big when it mattered most, Laura. Sigourney comes from behind and caps an incredible run to be state champions in 1A.
You know what, it never gets old watching teams hoist that trophy up there. It just is always fun to see them, and what an exciting way to be able to do that and cap off the season and cap off the final game of the season here at the state tournament in that fashion.
We capped a great first decade of doing these games, Laura Leonard.
It has been a lot of fun. A lot of ups, few downs, but mainly up, and a lot of excitement and a lot of great softball.
Always a treasure to be with you. Thank you so much, Laura Leonard, for your great job, and thank you to everybody in the truck here at Iowa PBS and their great work, and thank you for watching 5 great games. We had home run balls, we had trophy presentations, we have Pleasant Valley, Carlisle, Williamsburg, Van Meter, and now Sigourney as your state champions as they took home run balls and state championship trophies in the pink shirts. We're on again in-state volleyball. So long from Fort Dodge. Congratulations to all.
Funding provided by
Musco Lighting is honored to support Iowa PBS. We're an Iowa company that lights local schools, community fields, and stadiums, arenas, and venues in more than 125 countries. While our reach is global, our commitment is local.
The Pella Roll Screen Foundation is a proud supporter of Iowa PBS. Pella Windows and Doors strives to better our communities and build a better tomorrow.
and by Fareway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fareway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fareway.com.
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hale is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hale, America's crop insurance company.